Okay, everyone, this is Moshe Rothschild from the Global Israel Alliance bringing you the weekly update of the news for week ending July 24th, 2020. I hope you enjoy the background here. This is the town where I live. This is my view from when I walk out onto the main road. Absolutely stunning. A lot of stories this week, so I'm going to try to talk quickly. So make sure you listen quickly. Here we go. This week, the IDF intercepted a drone that was entering Israel from Lebanon. Turns out, well, at least according to the Lebanese National News Agency, that the drone was being used for commercial use, belonged to a Lebanese singer who was filming a video. The Hungarian foreign minister visited Israel this week, came to Jerusalem, and signed a deal related to space research. Hungary has worked to block anti-Israel moves in the European Union and has expressed their support for the peace plan. And Hungary has only a Jewish community of 70,000 people, which is, not that big. So kudos to Hungary. The Knesset Coronavirus Committee, they overturned the government's decision to close restaurants. It seems to be a little bit of chaos here in Israel. Nobody knows what the rules are. It seems to be the rules are such one day and the next day they change. And it's not looking good here in Israel vis-a-vis the coronavirus. We had massive spikes this week, hitting over 2,000 cases in one day. Over 2,000 people demonstrated in front of the Prime Minister's residence, protesting his handling of the coronavirus and his alleged corruption. I mentioned this report last week, but it's the demonstrations are ongoing. One of the largest collections of the Royal Kingdom of Judea, they found massive collection of seal impressions that has been uncovered just in Jerusalem, and it is from the First Temple period. Incredible, meaning that these seals were around when King Solomon's temple was standing. Incredible. The Palestinian foreign minister claims that the Jews control Apple and Google. Well, if that were true, I would get myself a new phone, but we all know it's not true. But the Palestinian Authority Foreign Minister Riyad al-Maliki claimed in a recent interview that Jews controlled the giant tech companies of Apple and Google. Okay, the IDF is ready for action. They are poised and ready along the Lebanese border, ready to take action against Hezbollah. Hezbollah, which means the Party of God, which is a terrorist group. They threatened to retaliate against Israel over the death of one of its terrorists in Syria. So the IDF deployed forces to the Lebanese border to meet the challenge head on. This week in bittersweet news, the bitterness, of course, is recalling the horrible murder of Ari Fold back in 2018. One of our neighbors murdered in a shopping center here. He was stabbed in the back, and before he died, he chased the terrorist and was able to shoot and wound him. But then he succumbed to his wounds. So the murderer Halil Jabarin was sentenced to life in prison here in Israel this week and has to pay 1.25 million shekels. The real estate companies in Israel have reported a dramatic increase in foreign residents looking to buy housing in Israel. Good news for the Jews. We hope you all come home. A Dutch foreign trade minister admitted this week that the Israeli groups were correct. They were caught red-handed that Holland was paying and funding a Palestinian NGO that paid salaries to the killer of the Jewish teen Rina Schnurb. So Holland got caught here. Now they claim they didn't know, but I don't know. The Europeans have not been great lovers of Israel, but they got caught. This week, Israel broke up a terrorist cell. There were 10 terrorists planning to carry out deadly attacks with the support of Iran and Hezbollah. This terrorist group was linked to the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, the PFLP, and they were arrested after it was discovered that they were planning attacks throughout Israel. Here's some good news. A breakthrough ultrasound technique developed at the Tel Aviv University to treat cancer may also be applicable to Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and other diseases. It will take a long time until it's fully tested, but this new technology is that they developed a method to fight cancer by shooting microbubbles at cancer cells and then blowing up using ultrasound. If you think I understand what that means, I don't. But it sounds like good news. Interesting. There is an agent this week, an Israeli secret agent. He was identified as Agent A, received the highest lifetime achievement award for defending the country. Israel's top defense award was given recently to a Mossad agent described as a genius who chose to work in secret behind the scenes for Israel's defense rather than take a lucrative job in high tech. This agent's only identified as A, the letter A. So we'll end with a phenomenal, beautiful story here. There was a real life hero. His name was Michael Ben Zikri, died sadly saving the lives of an Arab mother, a Bedouin mother, and her 3 children. And an Arab politician this week vowed to name the main street in their town in his memory. It's incredible. So the story is that at the beginning of July, a 45-year-old Israeli man, his name was Michael Ben Zikri, as I said, he died after rescuing this Bedouin, this Arab mother, and her 3 kids. It's just incredible that we see, unfortunately, in a tragedy that we see Jews and Arabs coming together here. At the funeral, hundreds of Jews and Arabs gathered at the Ashdod resident's funeral, and it's incredible that they're going to name a street in an Arab town after this Jewish hero. Fantastic. So, folks, I want to wish you all a wonderful Shabbat, and we will see you. I hope you enjoyed the background, and a bit longer than usual. Have a great Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, a great weekend, and see you soon.